In this class, we shall have a demo of use case diagrams. As we know that use case diagrams are very important in software development process. They help us in each and every phase during the software development. If we see the starting phases or the requirement gathering phases or analysis phase, it assists us to gather the user's requirement and gives a pictorial view of the user's requirement uh, or the functional requirement that we call in a very uh, nice way. During the design phase, the user's requirements are elaborated from the use cases in the form of the behavioral diagrams that we say as the event trace diagrams or scenario or the state chart. So these all are, you can say, elaborated use cases. So they give the behavioral aspects of the system. During the software development process or the coding phase, during the coding phase, the use cases are corresponding to the various modules of the software. Similarly, during the testing phase, each use case derives one test case. So as many use cases are there, that many test cases will be there in your system that you have to design and test the system with the help of these. Similarly, in the later phases also, a use case analysis is very crucial. So here we shall see the basics of the use cases, and we shall see through an example of restaurant management system. Uh, we shall draw a use case diagram for this application, that is restaurant management system. So if we talk about the basics of the use case, then we already discussed that use case diagram gives the user's view of the system. A use case is basically a transaction within the system. A transaction, what is a transaction? Transaction is a task. You can say a task to be performed. So a transaction is a task to be performed. For example, in a bank ATM system, you may like to withdraw some amount. So that is a task. So this task is made up of so many sequences of operations that are to be performed in some well-defined manner in order to perform that task. So this task is known as the use case. Each task is a use case. So that is a transaction. So, so many transactions are, or so many use cases are there, which makes the system. So basically, we make use of the use case for gathering the user's requirement of the system. In the early phases of the development, we know that our inputs are informal specifications, and what we do, we start up with the use case model. On one side, so we define various use cases, what are the various use cases in the system, and on the other side, parallelly, we create domain model. Domain model basically is a crude form of the class diagram. So it gives the basic structure of the system, that what are the system boundaries and what is the system and who are the interacting with the system. So this is the domain model, which is a crude form of the class diagram. So it gives the structural aspects of the system, internal view of the system, whereas the use case model gives you the external view of the system or the user's view of the system. So you can say that both are complementary to each other. So both go parallelly, both developments go parallelly, and during the analysis phase and during the design phase, both are elaborated. So the domain model is elaborated in the form of the class diagram, and the use case model is elaborated in the form of the behavioral diagrams, like the event trace diagram or the sequence diagrams that we call, or the scenario, or the states transition diagram. So user's use case view intends to provide a structured view of the system's functionality. Description of it describes how the users will interact with the system. So it is supported by the UML use case diagrams, and it serves as a starting point for all subsequent developments. So we have in use case diagram, we have the various elements as use case, scenario, and actors. Now, actors are roles that are played by the users when interacting with the system. For example, in a hotel management system, in the restaurant management system, so we shall take an example here for our demo class, that is the restaurant management system. So in the restaurant management system, we have a restaurant, for example, which runs uh, in the evening time, and there are various slots into which the tables can be booked. There are maximum number of tables, a maximum number of tables that can be available for the customers, and there are two actors importantly. One is the receptionist, who is responsible for making bookings, and other is head waiter, which assigns table, etc. So these are the actors. So individual users may play one or more roles in different times. Uh, so for example, a same person may act as a staff or a student, or a same teacher, a person who is a teacher may play role of a librarian for some time. So this is why we prefer to say it as a actor rather than saying user, because the same user can perform many acts. Now, in the use case diagrams, we make use of, because it is a structured diagram, so there are predefined symbols for various elements. Like, for example, actor is represented like this. Then communication between actor and use case is represented through the lines. Use case is defined through the oval shape. Then inheritance relationship is represented between the actors. Then there is, we have uh, various type of dependencies of the use case, like include dependency and extends dependency, and we have uh, constants that are represented by this type of shape. Right. So these are the various elements that are uh, presented. Now let us see the use case, simple use cases that we can suggest for this restaurant management system, like record booking. That is, the whenever the customer requests, the receptionist records the booking for table. The customer may request for canceling the booking in unavoidable circumstances. So that is again a use case. Uh, so these two use cases are run by the receptionist. Then head waiter runs a use case that is known as a record arrival. So that when the customer arrives in the restaurant, so he uh, records the arrival of the customers. That is the responsibility of the head waiter. Sometimes it may require to transfer the table in unavoidable circumstances. So this is again the duty of the head waiter. So these four use cases we say are there in the system. So we see that we have a sort of rectangular shape. This is the system boundary. So which is important because each use case is within this system. All the use cases are within this system boundary, and the actors are outside of this system boundary that interact with the system. So we have this system that we shall see, which is the restaurant management system. There are two types of inclusions that we shall see. One is the include directive, and other is extends directive. That again we shall see. Include directive. Let us talk about the include directive, which implies that relationship between two use cases, such that it is imperative to execute a use case in order to execute another use case. Like for example, here in this restaurant management system, record booking use case is there. Record booking use case includes display booking use case. How? Because in order to perform a booking, the receptionist needs first confirm whether the slots are available for the customer which he is or her she is requesting. So for that he has to inquire the system through this display booking. Through this display booking. So is required to uh, include this display booking in order to record booking, so that she may confirm that this booking, this particular slot is available or not. So it is imperative, it is must to run this display booking use case in order to execute this record booking. So they are linked through include directive. So here we can see that this display booking is a use case which we are showing, and not only for record booking, for any activity, for any task to be performed, like for cancel booking, for record arrival, for table transfer, this display booking is imperative, because the receptionist would be cancel the booking only when after seeing the status of the current booking. Similarly, the head waiter would be recording the arrival only after viewing the status of the booking on that particular slot and date, so that to confirm whether the person is same or not. Similarly, table transfer also requires display booking. So all these four use cases require the display booking use case to be executed in order to perform their own. So their relationship is of the type of the include stereotype relationship. So display booking use case independently from the record booking use case. Head waiter can also perform the display booking use case. Introduce a more general actor staff. Yes. So what we can do, that we can say that any user can execute this, or any actor can execute this display booking. So what we can do, we can generalize the actors to have a actor known as, say we can call it as user. So any user can execute the display booking use case. So the initial actors are specializations of the generalized actor. So there is a concept of generalized actor and the specialized actor. So here we can see that receptionist and head waiter, these are the specialized actors, and which are derived from this staff actor. Staff actor can execute this display booking, and the same can be executed by anyone, because staff can execute, so receptionist and head waiter can also execute. So And the record booking use case is having relationship with the display booking through this include directive. Similarly, record arrival is also having relationship with include directive. So these are the use cases that we have shown. So now let us have one more type of directive that is known as the extends directives, and this is used when some common or some overlapping type of features are there uh, between the two use cases. So, like for example, here we have the head waiters use case, which is executed by the head waiter, that is record walk-in. Record walk-in, suppose there is a use case or a customer who has not priorly booked the table. So he is a walk-in customer. So for him, the responsibility lies with the head waiter to record his detail, but he has not priorly booked the table. So it is the task is something extra than normal recording of the arrival. So head waiter has to obviously record his details also and record his walk-in also, that is arrival also. So something is shared between the record arrival and record walk-in. So rather than implementing it as a or depicting it as a separate independent uh, use case, we shall show it as a extended use case from the record arrival. So that way we are representing these two use cases. So here we are showing the constant also, that no prior booking. For record walk-in for walk-in customers, there is no record, no prior booking. So this is the constant that is associated with this walk-in customers. So this way we can aggregate all these concepts into this diagram. So we already saw that this receptionist is having two responsibilities. One is the record booking and other is the cancel booking. Similarly, head waiter is also having these responsibilities: table transfer, record arrival, and also one more responsibility which is not altogether independent, but it is derived from it is extended with this record arrival, and it is for the walk-in customers, record walk-in customers. And in order to execute all these use cases, this display booking is imperative. Display booking is to be executed in order to execute any. So we are communicating all these use cases with this display booking through the include directive. Then record walk-in is represented as a extended type of use case from the record arrival, and record walk-in itself represents those use case for those customers who have not priorly booked the table. So, and here we already saw that the receptionist and head waiter, these are the specialized actors that are generalized to a use case, an actor which is known as staff. So, a staff can also execute the display booking use case. So, if a staff generalized is able to uh, execute a use case, and obviously the specialized will also be able to do so. So this is our use case diagram for the restaurant management system. So use cases guidelines are that should cover full sequence of steps from beginning of task until the end. Then it should describe users' interaction with the system, and it should not describe the actual computations. So internal view is not to be shown. It is only the external view and the user's view should be shown. Then it should also should be as independent as possible from any particular user interface design, and should only include actions in which the actor interacts with the computer. So use case diagram should be used to supplement the use case description, not the main artifacts. Right. So strengths are it is simple and familiar. Obviously, the use case diagram should be simple, communicative, and it should be familiar. It should not be clumsy. So that is very important thing, that it can be understood easily by untrained person like customer, etc. Involve the customer early in the development. So these are the strengths of the use case diagram, and emphasize the user's goal and perspectives, skills in terms of sophistication and formality. Problems, the care should be taken to ensure that the use cases are complete and unambiguous. Only actor-initiated activities are recorded. Software requirement derived from the use cases often mimics the manual system too closely. This is one problem that you do not have the clear-cut boundary that what should be shown and what should not be shown. So we have to show only those things which involve in the computation, which are part of the system, which interact with the system. Only that those things should be shown. Then preventing any innovation or more efficient way to be developed. So these are the problems with the use case. Then viewing this background, let us come to the demo session, where we shall make use of the tool known as the Lucid Chart. It is an online tool which is available for drawing various types of diagrams, a vast category of the diagrams, including the UML diagrams. So, Lucid Chart is used. It is having advantage that being online, it can be shared with the users, other your team members easily, and you can draw various types of UML diagrams. So if you see the UML diagram, you can, if you see this Lucid Chart interface, on the left side you see that there is a toolbox where various types of elements are there, and you can select from this control the category of the toolbox that you want. There are various types of tools available here. So see, we have selected the standard and we have selected the UML type of, right? So use the selected shapes. So we see that these are the various UML elements. These are for the UML class diagrams, for UML use case diagrams, for UML state activity, then UML sequence diagrams, and UML component diagrams, UML deployment diagrams, UML entity relationship diagrams. So these all elements can be used in our UML diagram. Okay, now let us begin with, so uh, uh, first we have to draw this container. This container is basically uh, showing the boundary, system boundary. It is showing the system boundary in the sense that all the use cases should be contained within this container. Okay, so this is representing the system boundary. So now, as we know that use cases are represented by this oval container, so in order to perform the to depict the use cases, we have to drag this from there to this within this container. So
अभी तो क्वेश्चन पेपर ऐसे ही बस सील करके जमा कर देना है ना.
So we drag and drop this use case here in this container, and similarly we can copy and paste as many number of use cases elements as we require. So we have to name the use case diagram at the top. So we have named this as restaurant management system. Okay, then we draw the actors. Then we can copy this actor also.